Hello, hello. It's me, Frieson again. I am not at the Clark Historic Site. I'm off site again, but I'm still here, and I do have some information to share. I got some things on my mind that I want to go ahead and talk about this evening. What I want to talk about this evening is actually some recent events, some news. A 1-year-old child, 1-year-old baby, Kohen Wiley, was shot in Sentobia, Mississippi on June 14th. So this has been going on for about a week. I don't know how many people are aware of this story, but this is a tragedy. This is a really sad story. And the facts are still coming out. There's still a lot of things up in the air, but from the information that has been released, the mother of this 1-year-old child and another person were accused of stealing diapers from Walmart. And police were called. They were followed to their car and attempted to leave the parking lot. And police fired multiple shots into the vehicle, and this 1-year-old baby was shot and killed. Police involved shooting. And I really, man, this is really sad. This story here really bothers me. But it kind of ties back into what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, and that is the value, the falling value of black lives. A black person's life is basically, we're dropping in value. We're dropping in value. The parent, not the mother of the child, but someone who she was traveling with or rode to the store with, was accused of stealing diapers. Alleged to be stealing diapers. And police felt justified in firing multiple shots into this vehicle. From the information that's been released, the officer saw these people get into this car with this child. The mother held the baby up, showed it was a baby in the car, so that the officer could see the baby, see the child, and the officer still fired into the vehicle. Before I get too far in this, I've made a quick list here. This didn't even take long because it's plenty of cases. So last week, June 14th, we had Kohen Wiley shot by police in Sentobia, Mississippi. That was last week. In February, DeQuayne Jackson was shot by police in Grand Rapids, Michigan. In July of 2024, Sonia Massey was shot in Springfield, Illinois. In March of 2024, Dexter Reed was shot by police. The incident, this was a police-involved shooting in which 96 shots were fired. 96 shots were fired. That's Dexter Reed. August 24, 2023, Takaya Nichols was shot by police in Memphis, Tennessee. In April 2022, Patrick Loya was shot by police. May 2020, George Floyd shot by police. There's more on this list, but I don't think I need to go any further. Basically, historically, only 3% of officer-involved shootings, and when officers shoot someone, only 3% of the time are criminal charges filed. Only 3% of the time. So of all these officer shootings, only 3% of the time. Now, and I guess we should take the good. The only good thing to say is that that rate is better than it has been historically. So they more often in modern times are they being charged. But you know, we still don't have solid numbers. No one records the numbers, so we really don't know how many times this happens. But 3%, only 3% of the time are the officers charged. Now let's look at Sentobia. Let's look at Sentobia, Mississippi. Sentobia is 40% black. It's a small town in Mississippi, population 8,000, 40% black. But Sentobia has only elected 3 black aldermen. So equivalent to city council members. So only 3 representatives, 3 black representatives in 166 years. So you got a small town in Mississippi that has only had 3 black representatives on the city council, or 3 black aldermen in 166 years. Mississippi at large is another state similar to Alabama with a Republican supermajority. There's only 1 black congressional representative from Mississippi, and there was a suit that went to the Supreme Court to have a second black majority district, and that was struck down by the Supreme Court. So you got a small town in Mississippi with very little or no black representation, in a state with very little or no black representation, and you got a 1-year-old baby shot in Walmart parking lot. And I'm sorry to keep going over this, but man, this list is getting longer, and I'm sorry to say that, and I almost hate that I said a couple of weeks ago, this stuff's gonna keep happening. It is unfortunate that this stuff keeps happening because black lives are simply, there's no value. We are devalued, dehumanized, and devalued by authorities in these trials, and devalued by police. The solution is always shoot first. The solution is to shoot first and ask questions later when it comes to black folks. So let's talk about this case with Wiley. Let's talk about this a little more. Okay, you got possibly, allegedly shoplifting. Now, from the statement released by the mother of the child, she paid for her goods, paid for her merchandise, and has a receipt. Okay, now we're talking the crime. This is not armed robbery. This is not violent. This is not violent crime. This is petty theft. This is petty shoplifting. Okay, this is shoplifting. All right. Is the use of force justified? I mean, can we justify it over diapers? Okay. The young man Cyrus McCormick shot for touching water, for touching bottles of water. This baby shot because of allegedly one of the people, not even the mother, someone else was stealing diapers. So we're still, black life is being devalued. So we've gone from being shot over water to being shot over diapers for the baby. And this is pitiful. I'm just being completely honest. This is pitiful. It is pitiful that it was deemed such a threat It was such a threat to society. It was such a threat to the people of Sentobia. For these people that possibly slid through the self-checkout, allegedly slid through the self-checkout without paying for diapers. And that is justified, the officer's justified to discharge his weapon into a vehicle with a child. Now, it's a lot of stuff that's up in the air with this. They're saying that she threatened, or the officer's life was threatened because she threatened to drive into the officer. But it's been over a week and body cam footage has not been released. The surveillance cameras from Walmart, because we know the store has surveillance cameras, no surveillance camera video has been released. And also there were several witnesses in the parking lot. None of that video footage has been released either. So really there's a lot in it, and that in of itself is strange. That in of itself is strange, because when incidents like this have happened in the past, those videos, people throw those live videos, they hit social media, and there's plenty of information out. But in this case, nothing. We got nothing. It's complete silence, you know. So, and from our experience, looking at these cases and, you know, civil rights work, and just historically, if the body cam footage, if the surveillance footage matches the statement, or if it's beneficial and justifies the shooting, the video's coming out like that. The video's coming out straight away. The video's coming out right away. No delay. But when the video is not beneficial, and when it doesn't look good and justify the shooting, now you're gonna have to fight to get that video. You're gonna have to fight to get that video. That video is gonna be delayed. They're gonna fight. They're gonna try and withhold it. They do everything they can to hold that video. But when the video, you know, looks good and when it's gonna be beneficial, they release it immediately. And that's been the trend. That's the way those things have always gone. So really, it's gonna be hard to say until some more information goes out. And really, all of this is just observations from the news stories that, you know, have been released, and the information that has been released. And supposedly there is an investigation going on, and maybe we'll get some more facts later on. But it really, I feel like this, and this is my opinion, I feel like if it was a white mother, and if it was a white infant, and they, you know, stole diapers from Walmart, I don't think they would have been shot. I'm just being complete. That's my honest opinion. I don't think they would have been shot. They wouldn't have been shot. I really don't. You know, because this is historic. I mean, great. Look at this list, man. DeQuayne Johnson, Sonia Massey, Dexter Reed, Takaya Nichols, Patrick Lawyer, George Floyd, and we can go back, Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, Cyrus McCormick. Yep. And there's more. I mean, this is not the first time this has happened. This has happened repeatedly over decades. We shoot first. That is the standard procedure. You know, when dealing with black suspects or black subjects, we're gonna shoot first. We're gonna ask questions later. We're gonna shoot first. And I mean, this is not even, to me, the offense doesn't justify the level of force used. In my opinion, it just does. It just don't make sense. It don't make sense. And for me, what I think about when I look at stuff like this is there's two things you got to look at here. For one, you know, we're supposed to be, you know, the greatest. This is supposed to be the greatest country in the world. We're the civilized country, and we have a rule of law. Okay, great, fine, that's all well and good. But it's not the law not applied equally. Law not applied equally, or we wouldn't have 1-year-olds getting shot by the police. If it was applied equally, if everyone was getting the same chance and the same fair chance, and if we were on an equal level playing field, why a black baby getting shot over Pampers? You know, why does this stuff keep happening? If we didn't need the protection, if we didn't need the Civil Rights Act, if we didn't need the Voting Rights Act, if everything was fair, why do these things keep happening? This is the reason why we need that protection. This is why we need the protection. They say we don't need protection, but good gracious, we need protection. We need protection. We need protection from voter disenfranchisement, voter suppression. We need protection from violations of civil rights and constitutional rights by police. We need, good gracious. Because this is a 1-year-old baby. I invite you, I encourage you, go look this story up. Go look this thing up and go look at this 1-year-old baby that was shot. And you're gonna have an emotional reaction because this is pitiful. And this is our civilized country over Pampers. We kill babies over Pampers. That's what we do in America. That's what we do. We kill babies over Pampers. I mean, it is completely ridiculous. Now that's problem number one. Is the level of response to the alleged offense. Pampers. Shoot the baby. We need to confront. Look, this is such a serious crime. Stealing Pampers is such a evil and serious crime. We've got to kill these people stealing these Pampers. The same difference, the same thing with the Rick Child case. He's touching the water. We got to kill him for touching the water. We got to kill these people for possibly, allegedly stealing Pampers. Then here's the second point. Okay, what if this lady has the receipt? What if she's got her receipt? This is what you need to really look at. What if she's got a receipt? Now, if that lady got her receipt for them Pampers, if she can produce that receipt, then the whole thing is completely unjustified, and this is murder. Because there's no reason for the police to be called. There's no reason for them to even interact with this young lady. There's no reason to confront her. There's no reason to pursue her. There's no reason to draw your weapon. There's no reason to shoot. There's no reason to kill the baby if she got a receipt. Now, I don't know anything about the receipt. She claims she's got a receipt from her statement, but this is a sad day. Man, prayers to the family of Kohen Wiley. I mean, look, we gotta pray for a heap of folks. See, we gotta pray for this family here. family of Kohen Wiley, Sentobia, Mississippi, the family of Carmelo Anthony in Texas, Cyrus McCormick Kelton. Great. Pray for all of them. The family of DeQuayne Johnson, Sonia Massey, her family, and no one, you know, and there's no accountability on this stuff. Very seldom. Sometimes they do these, you know, these people are charged, you know, in these officer-involved shootings, but we got to really talk about this qualified immunity for police officers. Yeah, police officers need some protection, but that qualified immunity is not a license to kill. And that is what